Yo, what's up, YouTube Boxing family? I'm back at it with another good show for you guys today. I'm here with a very good, up and coming female fighter. Um, her name is Elia, right? Carranza.
Elia, yeah,
Correct me.
Elia.
Yeah. Yeah, just tell us who you are, how'd you get into the sport, and what's your current goals of what you're trying to accomplish.
I'm sorry. Of course, the moment you start talking, it gets a little staticky. Run that back.
Yeah, like I said, tell the audience who you are, how'd you get into the sport, and what's your current goals of what you're trying to accomplish.
All right. Well, I mean, I was born and raised over here in Miami, but I'm Puerto Rican and represent that extremely proud. Been boxing for about man, probably want to say like 9 years now. Um, Started off for fitness, just having fun, losing weight, but I'm very competitive as it is, and just always grew up watching boxing, but never really had the courage for a long time to actually try it. And once I did, I never turned back. That was it.
Hmm. Did you do any amateurs to get your
Yeah,
skills together?
so
How'd you develop? Yeah, sorry.
yeah, I went around to a couple gyms because I had started off at a fitness gym in South Beach, one of the most known gyms in South Florida for boxing overall. And I had a lot of fun there. I learned so much, but when I wanted to take it to the next level and actually start fighting and stuff, um, had to go find a fight coach, and I did that. Had a few amateur fights, about 11 amateur fights, two times Golden Gloves for Florida. Got to travel a lot, had a lot of fun with that. Got some good belts under me while I was in the amateurs, and then just decided I had been wanting to go pro for a while, but we finally had pulled that trigger in February of last year and just started moving on it. Um, and now I'm going on my fourth fight. It was supposed to be Saturday, but the whole card ended up falling through. So that sucks, but it is what it is. That's part of the game.
Yeah. What weight class do you campaign at?
I fight 160. We'll probably be going a little smaller than that later on, but I'm not rushing to do that. Like, I absolutely love this weight class. I think it's fun. We can go down a little bit, go up a little bit, but uh, but it's an exciting weight class. It's a good in between of speed and power, and it's so much fun to be in this weight class. So I love it. I love the competition in it. So we're just going one fight at a time. Making the list, checking it twice, and going through it one name at a time.
Yeah, I find that interesting that you say that because the division itself is not as heavily populated, compared to the men's division. But I think like as far as what all the big names in women's boxing like Clarissa and Amanda and all those ladies are doing. Do you see yourself in there in that conversation soon, or do you plan to have like a certain goal of like what you're trying to like accomplish? Or
Yeah, I mean the goal is definitely to take over the game. We want to be just as out there as all these other female fighters. But I do understand that takes time, but I don't put a time on anything in regards to, it's got to be by a certain time. To me, everything that's supposed to happen is happening. It'll happen when the timing. It's literally supposed to be there. So do we want all the belts? Fuck yeah, take it, bring it. Give us all the names. But there's definitely a process on how to get there and what to do in the process of there's just so many learning curves and stuff like that it'd be naive to think, oh yeah, give me all these girls tomorrow. Like, okay, cool. Like, screw all the stuff that they've ever done, right? I put a lot of respect on everybody's name, and I have a lot of love and admiration for what everybody has done in the sport, but I've also paved my own way, and I'm doing my own thing as well. So I'm having fun with that. I'm going up the ranks, and trust me, we'll get there when we get there. It's gonna happen.
yeah, like I don't see it being that difficult to get in there anyway, because it's not as populated compared to the men's, and I think this is a perfect time to like start, making like a run for the not so popular divisions to start being popular, and that'll encourage more girls to get into those heavier divisions. And I think Clarissa's doing a very good job trying to lead the way. And I think there needs to be like more people to like motivate themselves to like start being more how should I say, like assertive, in the sport rather than being quiet. Because obviously there's certain loopholes that people have to be put in where they have to wait for their opportunity. But I think that's not the proper way to marketize yourself if you're trying to make a market better. That's not producing enough supply and demand. So I think as far as like where the state of that division is, it's in a pretty good spot for people to try to make it popular and try to turn the middleweight division and higher weight classes into more glamour divisions.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, if you notice, even if you go a little smaller than that, you have these 147s coming up to 154 and fighting for belts and stuff like that. I mean, look at Terry Harper. Terry Harper just went up a few weight classes, um, and absolutely destroyed that fight with Rankin. She did an amazing job. So I love that. I
Yeah,
love that people are willing to take those chances, and again, showing that same, you know, grit in the men's division of we're willing to go up and weight, down and weight, whatever it is. I did hear it from Shields recently talking about going down in weight class to fight these girls. So I mean, I think everybody's pretty game for it. So like you said, now's a great time to be making these moves and just making plays. So that's exactly what I think everybody's just doing.
yeah. As far as like women's boxing as a whole, do you think it's growing, or do you think it's still in like a rebuilding phase where it looks like that it's growing, but there's like some holes that need to be how should I say, fixed to like keep the marketization,
Yeah, man. Of
innovative.
course. Of course, 100%. But I think that's also where, as much people hate to say it, people like Jake Paul come into the picture. Um, and honestly, man, I got a lot of respect for the business behind what he's doing. Um, I don't even, it's not even about the boxing, what he's done, even just for women's boxing. Like, you got to have respect for that. He does fight for this shit. He does put things together. He does, when he says he's taking care of people, taking care of his team, he really is doing that. So for him to be signing these girls like Serrano and putting her where she should have been so many years ago, us women fighters, we
Yeah,
know her, we respect her, we admire her, but the world didn't know Amanda Serrano the way they should have. And one of the big changes in that has been her getting with Jake Paul. So unfortunately, in the society that we live in, the same traditional routes that people would take in the past, it doesn't work the same. You have to have those different avenues. You have to know how to market. You have to know how to make those connections. You have to know how to, just put that all together. And that's the hard part of to it as well. Now it's not, oh, by the way, not only do you have to train 2-3 times a day, bust your ass and do this year round, but if you don't have a team, you better be wise and you better learn it all and you better get this business down packed and you better get the social media down packed. And like, it is just so much to the package now that you got to bring to that table when you're coming up the ranks. So I do agree to a certain extent. Like, you do have to be more vocal. You do have to be more outspoken, kind of just keep eyes on you and things like that. I think that's where my team and I are kind of starting to make a turn. Whereas, we've always been the ones to work in silence and just let the work show. We're getting to the point where we're like, yeah, okay, no, we're gonna have to start, saying shit how it is, and then calling them out, one at a time, because it's really at this point that's just what it is. That's what people want to see. That's what they want, that fight hype and all that shit. So all right, cool, let's do it. Let's play.
yeah, I agree, and I think, in my honest opinion, like women's boxing is doing way more work than the men, and like on an economics, level, on a macro level, like it's obviously due to the supply and demand curve that's not being met. But granted, let's just say, in a perfect world, if women had the same amount of roster talent as men do now, I think female boxing on a pay-per-view level would definitely skyrocket just as high or just as more than men, because the amount of risks, like you said, that the women are taking now, it's definitely bringing the sport to a much higher scale. But as far as what you brought up about marketability and you having to be responsible for so many things, I think that's the problem that not a lot of females want to be honest about, because there's a lot of risks that you have to take with what you're doing with your career, but you can't just sit behind a promoter and like let the marketing be done by them, because technically you're your own boss. You're not supposed to have anybody telling you what to do. And I think the best form of strategy is that you need to have like a proper business plan when you get into the sport, and you can't let others try to write it out for you. Like, it has to be something that you have a plan from like step one all the way to the final step.
Right, exactly, and it's not easy. You have these promoters. I think a lot of it also has to do, and it's not even just the talent pool. It's these promoters that now is recent years is when they want to start taking these chances, and they see some of these females and they're like, wait a minute, we can really capitalize off of this. They want something that's going to sell. They want something that's going to make them money. So when they see those dollar signs coming in, they get excited. They're like, oh man, we can make these big matchups and all that stuff. But it starts with the smaller matchups. It starts with those fights that it's not that main event card, but hey, we got to start somewhere. So I'm the biggest believer that every card out there should have a female on it. And I being in the game, I can see it firsthand. It's not a lack of matches. It's not a lack of females. It's not that there's a lack. The girls are out here. It's a matter of the promoters willing and doing what it takes to put those girls together on these cards. It's a lot more pull. It's a lot more phone calls. There's a lot more work to do, because to match these females, to match us is just way harder. And I understand that. I get it. But every time that the Zone has a show and doesn't put a female on the undercard, they're doing us a disservice, because there's just so many females. Look at Siniesa Estrada. Like, how long did it take her to have her DAZN debut? Like
Yeah, a very long
that
time.
was it was
Ratted out by
dude,
Golden
yeah,
Boy.
man. And that girl is a golden ticket. Siniesa is an amazing fighter. She has all the marketing potential, everything. She has all the tools, but it finally someone decided one day, hey, let's give her the damn chance that she should have been given a long time ago. So I feel like if they were to just take more of these chances and just start displaying these talents from the beginning, like now look at what you have with Sky. Sky debuted on these big networks from 0 fights to now being in a couple of professional fights, which is awesome. She's great. She's amazing for women's boxing, but we need more of that. We definitely need more of that. So I think these promoters need to keep doing their jobs and keep going out there and keep getting these cool, great female fights. Because if you think about it, it's very rare that you see a female fight and you're like, that fight was trash. That shit barely happens. That barely happens. Where you watch guy fights all the time and you're like, that was a fucking sparring match. Nothing happened. Like, that was horrible.
Yeah.
But you see these female fights and you barely say that. You barely say that with a female fight. Like, it could look mismatched as hell. You're going to be like, oh my God, what did she just do? Like, it gets so intense. It's so intense, man. I love fucking women's boxing, bro. It's so savage. I love it, man. So I think that if everyone just keeps taking chances, keeps talking about the sport, keeps putting it out there, keeps bringing eyes to it, like, it's going to keep growing. I think we're in a great place, and I think that women's boxing is definitely on the rise, and it's only going to keep getting better. So I'm excited to be coming in at the time I'm coming in, and I'm excited to make these moves and just keep pushing in with the boxing community.
Yeah, some more stuff I wanted to add on top of that. Like, I think a big you know change for the sport would definitely be if the major networks like PBC, Fox, and Showtime, if they got together more with women's boxing, because like I think like honestly, like the disservice that in certain cases that women are going through with Top Rank and DAZN, I don't think that's the right way to kind of like
Yep.
make it grow. I think you need to start sprouting out to different networks that are going to be open to do it. And I would like to see like other networks like ProBox and maybe Triller, which I don't really like them too much. And I mean, Black Prime could be one, but I don't think Black Prime has those type of funds. But any like any network that you could think of that's like a big network, let's just say if ABC, NBC, all these big, multi-billion-dollar network, companies came together to start investing in boxing more, especially for women to have like an all-female card, or at least have like two good known notable males, I'll just say like put in Erickson Lubin as like the co-main event, but you have like these two females that are known that are coming up as like the main event. Like that would be really good, because if you did that more often, like you could at least have more centralized like attention to like have like female boxing on Thursday night, Friday night, and then you could even do it on Sunday, because Sunday nights are perfect to have boxing going on that night. But obviously, like the main popular days is like usually Friday and Saturday night. But I used to remember growing up, because like I'm 27, but when I was younger, like I used to see boxing on like at least like on Wednesdays and Tuesdays, and then
Right.
Fridays and Saturdays. I wish like if it was like consistent like every single day, then I think that would make like the sport for women's boxing grow faster. And then on top of that, like if you just got rid of like the whole political discrimination for like having 2 minute rounds, like it should just be like the same thing as men, in my honest opinion, because I think that's what will sell more money to the fans, and that'll get more women to like be incentivized to get paid more to fight the same
Yeah, I
minutes.
mean, I've definitely seen plenty of fights get saved by them 2 minute rounds. I've definitely seen people get saved
Yeah,
with
it's
those
just
2 minute
really
rounds.
sad. I don't like watching that.
Oh no,
Yeah,
dude! If you wanna talk about fights and the 2 3 minutes, we can talk about that Serrano Taylor fight all day. And I love
oh
Taylor,
yeah,
and,
look
and
who's
obviously, I'm
there.
Puerto Rican, so
Um,
I'm a hardcore Serrano fan. But there was too many times that
yeah,
she had her, man. She had her, and then and Taylor got saved. She really did. So
yeah, I was there
I
from.
already had given that fight to Serrano. It's tight, so I'll let it is what it is. They called it what they called it. I'm not gonna be mad about it, because when it's that close of a decision, like at the end of the day, it's boxing. It is what it is, man. You can't fight it so much. But I definitely had already given that fight to Serrano, and if they had 3 minutes, whew, buddy, that would have been
Yeah,
done
Taylor would have
with.
been stopped. I was
Yeah, for
I
sure.
was there. I was there for my
Oh yeah.
birthday. At the
Oh,
very
that is sick,
yeah.
dude. I'm so jealous. That is a good
Yeah, like
one.
I ran into one professional fighter there, and I saw Clarissa in the stands, but she was like only there for like a couple minutes, but then I didn't know where she went. I think she went off to like a different part of the stadium. But I also heard like Alicia Baumgartner was there,
Yeah,
Michaela
yeah.
Mayer was
A
there.
lot of the women I seen them were out there. As they should be. At the
Yeah,
end of the day,
but I
we
was
gotta look. We gotta support each
yeah.
other. When females are fighting, all the other females should be posting about it. Point, period, blank. Like that's it.
Yeah, and that's what I was also gonna follow up with. Like, I think the problem with women's boxing is that they try to appeal a lot to the men to support them, but it's like there's never like an event where you see like a all packed out like a female crowd that goes out and like supports like the fighter that they like, and I think more of that needs to be advocated more to get more women together. So therefore, that fan base can be much larger for the future to keep building, a lot bigger.
True. Yeah.
But as far as like, I guess at the end goal, like, what do you want to do, for your career, like, when it's all said and done?
Oh man, I have a lot going on. I got plenty visions, plenty goals, but I'm also a cop, so I do that back home. I do that full time as I train, and I also own my own gym, so everything kind of ties in together at the end of the day. But definitely want to ride this with boxing till the wheels fall off. I'm not I'm not old, but I'm not the youngest, you know. So I'm 30, 32.
Yeah.
I'm not, look, I'm not an arrogant person. Um, I want to get in there, get the belts, defend them a couple times, and keep moving on. You know, I absolutely love boxing, and I have so many plans with it, but it doesn't define me. You know, it did save my life, and it's why I opened the gym, and it's why I advocate boxing so much. Because as a fighter, yeah, I'm in love and obsessed with the sport, but more so as a human being, man. Like, I've seen what boxing can do for people, and I've seen what it does for them physically, mentally, just emotionally. And it's like, it does change lives. It saves lives. So I'm just an advocate for boxing, and there's so many programs I want to do in the inner city, so many youth programs that I want to get going, that we already started with our own. Through our gym, we do a lot of community service in our gym. We're always helping give back, doing, you know, homeless drives. We're doing toy drives for the holidays for the kids and stuff. So we're constantly doing things, and then that's the goal, to keep growing in boxing and growing in life, and just figuring out different ways to keep giving back. The more we do, the bigger, the higher we go, the more we want to give back. You know, so it all comes in hand of just really keep making the world go around, man. We're here for such a bigger purpose, and I understand that purpose is way bigger than myself. So I'm out here just enjoying every day and fulfilling those plans.
Yeah, nice. Like I hope you succeed on it. As far as I guess like your weight divisions go, like what's up the highest weight class you wanna like achieve in boxing? Like how many weight classes do you think you could move up to?
Um, I think that, like, comfortably, the highest would probably be like 168. Um, I mean, we got some good fights and some good reasoning lined up to go higher, you know, but we'd have to really be like, okay, what are we doing and why are we doing it, you know? So it just have to make sense.
Yeah. Um, do you like how should I say like as far as like your training regimen goes, do you spar like people that are bigger than you, or how do you get prepared for?
Everybody,
Yeah.
um, it doesn't matter. I actively look to spar females, and I always host all female sparrings at my gym and stuff. So I got a pretty good network of females that I work with. But that's definitely not easy to get consistent sparring with women. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely always sparring with the guys. If
Oh
we have an
wow.
opponent in sight and in mind, you know, where we're like, okay, we kind of have a height or whatever, then we'll try to get a little bit specific with it. But at the end of the day, you know, you can't watch a video and just assume that's how that person's gonna fight. Oh, now I know everything. Like, you can game plan all you want, but that motherfucker ain't have a jab that fight and realize now he need a jab, and he come back with the best jab you've ever seen. What you gonna do? You know, like, you got to be able to adjust and have that boxing IQ. So we work a lot on getting smart, just always leveling up, getting smart, having that boxing IQ, and just mixing up the training. You want different styles, you want different sizes, because everyone's gonna bring something else to the table, and you got to learn to adjust around that. And what do you bring to the table when they're bringing it to your ass? You know, so definitely mix it up. I mean, as far as the big guys that are 190, you know, 200 pounds, and then as far the smaller ones, you know, that just want to work. So whatever, I'm the biggest believer that everybody around you can make you better. So I do believe that you learn from everybody, absolutely everyone around you. So I'll get in there with anyone. I'll get in there with the kids. I'll get in there with the teenagers. I don't care who it is. If someone wants to move around, I'm gonna work with them. Like, I work extremely well with people. When I'm closing in on fight camp, though, like once I'm in that last maybe like 4 weeks of camp, like, I don't do any sparring that's not gonna be, you know, it has to be elite level sparring at that point. Like, there's no gimmies. There's no, let me come work with your kid. Let me see what this guy's got to join the fight program. I don't do any of that. I can't do any of that. That's what the team is for. I have to be on go mode and have to just be, you know, completely grinding at that point. Um, so up until about the last month, it's anyone and everywhere. And then the last month, we're just a little bit more strategic on honing down, making sure that every session is just super calculated.
Oh, nice. Maybe I should go over to your gym. Uh,
Whenever, man.
yeah, like I box too. Like of like for myself, like I'm a heavyweight, but you know, I
Where are
live
you
out
out of?
here in I'm out of the Waimama area here in Florida. I just moved,
Oh,
from New
okay,
York.
cool,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, like I'm trying to, actually link up with that one fighter, Mark Reyes Jr. and his father out in Tampa. They're not that far away from me, but I think, I think I'm gonna start going out there to,
Nice, hell yeah,
get
dude.
work with. Yeah. Um, I also wanted to ask. This is always a common question that I ask for all my fellow, Puerto Rican people that that I talk with. But can we see a possible Mexico versus Puerto Rico matchup?
Oh, that's funny, dude. I'm all game for everything, man. I'm all game. If someone comes up with a good plan, a good idea, I'm all for it. Like I said, if it makes sense, it makes sense. Let's go. Let's play.
I would like to see you beat up on Marciela Cornejo. That'd be a fun fight.
Dude, I look forward to that fight. I know that'll happen. Looking forward to that one. I'm not sure. I think did she have a fight recently? It kind of like I know she had kind of like fallen off a bit,
Um,
and then she had come back, and then I had seen she had fought Miranda Barber. Um, and then I don't really know. I don't really know what's up with her
yeah,
lately.
she has a fight coming up on December 11th out in South Africa against some unknown South African fighter.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Well, hopefully they stream
yeah,
it.
yeah. But yeah, there's
I mean, she got plenty of names out here she could fight.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like she could easily like just fight anybody, in the like American stable. I don't see why not.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what she's going all over there for.
Yeah. Um, as far as your up and coming fights, like, are you gonna up with the rounds more to get more,
Yeah,
experience
man. So
in?
this one definitely we were pushing. We wanted to do our first 6 rounder this fight, and then they were a newer promotion company. So before they canceled it, they were having a bunch of issues already. So they were only able to get us in on 4. But yeah, man, I'm ready to do 6. I'm excited to do 6. Been trained to do 6. So it's like let's go. Like I said, it's just a matter of time. We're looking to the same opponent that I was supposed to fight now in December. We're looking to reschedule that towards like January, February at the latest, anyways. So if that goes through as it's supposed to, that should be a 6 rounder.
Oh, nice. Um, as far as let the 2 minute rounds go, do you get tired going through those rounds, or do you think it's like very easy getting into those deep waters, as those rounds start to multiply more?
I mean, I noticed a difference when we're sparring 3 minutes versus when we're sparring 2. It's a different mentality. Especially we're always training 3 and stuff like that. But I think it does give you a good mental boost. I'm not even sure too much physically, to be honest. I think it's just more so because look, if you're switching that 2 to 3 minutes, it can go both ways. It can 150% go both ways. Where because we have that extra minute, pushes that extra minute, and we're pushing that extra minute like going crazy, and yeah, we get those extra knockouts and stuff like that. Or it becomes a little bit slower paced and more strategic, you know? So, I mean, again, it really depends on the fighter, the skill set, their conditioning, what it is that they bring to the table. So there's a lot of different factors to that. I like 2 minutes. I train religiously with 3 minutes, but I like fighting 2 minutes. Has that saved
Hmm.
some of my opponents in the past? Yeah, it has. It has. I've I've had bitches up against the ropes like 3 different times finishing the rounds. Where if I had maybe a couple extra seconds, I probably could have finished it. But I enjoy the 2 minutes, like that mindset of 2 minutes. I like it. I like it. It might be contrary to popular opinion, and that's fine. Everybody's entitled to it. Would I be against it? No, I'm not against it. You tell me we're fighting 3 minutes. Fuck it, I'm game, man. Like, I love to fight. I love this shit. I don't care. I'll adjust, you know. But if we're talking about preference and what we like, that's what I do. That's what I like. I like 2 minute rounds. If we move to 3, then yeah, I'll probably get the job done better. But that's just what it is.
Yeah, because I don't really think the 2 minutes really helps with the scoring because, like, when people say like, "Oh, well, this lady beat this other girl convincingly in a 2 minute fight," I don't think it measures how many punches landed or thrown really changes the course of like a fight. Because whenever like I'm seeing like close fights, like you know any fight, I'll use like Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor, like that makes a huge difference for a fighter that's used to fight, a fighter that's ready to go 3 minutes or longer rounds for those 3 minute wars. I think that's what shows who's able to go deep waters versus those that are not. Because it seems like that a lot of women that are just there to score points, they're just using like the amateur fighting style just to get points, not really go in there and actually take damage and then actually learn how to endure and actually go through like the deep waters, because that's what is technically supposed to be. It's a heavily endured sport. And I think on the female side of my observation, like not a lot of women want to be prepared for that because they don't understand that's like the core benefits that you need to be working on to get better, or fundamentals.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, as far as like the places that you do fight, as far as venues, do you have certain venues that you want to fight at? Like the Madison Square Garden or anywhere in
Oh,
particular?
hell yeah, man. Dude, of course, of course. I definitely want to hit all those big spots in Vegas. But to be honest, like I am just as eager and excited to fight in Puerto Rico. I want to fight at home.
Oh yeah,
My whole family's on the island. Yeah, my mom's over here, my sister, but everybody else is on the island. And if not, trust me, everybody else will travel to the island. But it's definitely something that I look forward to, and I know it's gonna happen. So I'm really excited about that. So I put fighting in Puerto Rico just as high as up there as I do, at any of these high venues in Vegas.
Yeah. I think like the best spots, hands down, like to me personally, like I like the Garden, up in New York City, and I um, definitely like the Hard Rock Casino. I think that's a really good spot for fights, and then definitely Vegas at the Cosmopolitan. I never been there before, but like I know people that were there. Oh, and also the Armory out in Minnesota. That's a good spot. That's becoming like a
Nice.
hotbed too. So yeah, I guess that the final question is, what's the final impact you want to bring to like towards the end of your career for women's boxing?
Just keep paving the way for female fighters, man. I want everybody understanding and knowing that regardless of the age, regardless, of how it's viewed, like if you want to go for it, go for it. Don't let no one talk you out of it. Don't let no one deter you. Just keep showing that younger generation, because I I wish I had more of that, growing up, and I wish I had more motivation to have the nerve to pick up boxing and to do it when I was younger, and I just didn't. It wasn't something that we did. So I really want to help, make it a way where everybody understands that boxing as a sport is for everybody. Not necessarily just like I said, it's something that everybody can do, and it's a life changing, it's a game changer. So just keep paving the way for everybody to have the courage to just pick it up and do it, not make excuses, that whole there's not enough time. Listen, I own a gym, I have a full-time job, and I train 2-3 times a day. Like, don't tell me about time. Don't talk to me about time. Like, you will find the time to do whatever it is you want to do. You just have to prioritize, you know. So if it's something you want to do, just go for it. Stop the excuses. Get your ass up and get it started. Because I know one thing for sure. It's very rare you meet someone that gives boxing a chance and doesn't just fall in love with it, you know.
Yeah. I definitely like agree. I also have one more question before I sign out for you. Um,
Yeah, what's up?
like as far as Puerto Rican fighters go, who's your top all time Puerto Rican fighters? And do you think Puerto Rican boxing is dead or is it growing?
Oh, dude, no, man. I think it like anything has waves. Like absolutely everything in this world, man. It has its ups and downs. Um, Obviously Puerto Rico has a fucking huge history of top tier fighters. Like, come on, we breed fucking champions. Let's go. Um, but look, I have a lot of Puerto Rican fighters that I truly love, but I'm gonna give my favorite, and I don't say it just because she's a female. Like, I give my all time favorite to Amanda, just because growing up and watching Amanda, like a lot of, and I don't say I fight anything like her, but she was really, really big motivation for me and really helped me hone down on a lot of my skill sets. Just watching her and seeing how fucking insanely brave and fearless that woman is, man. Like watching her like just do what she does and not even like flinch. It's so inspiring to every time I watch her fight, man. She gets better and better. She's just an amazing, amazing boxer, and just love how fierce she is in the ring. Like she just has this power to just make sure that she shows everybody like I'm the boss. I don't care about anything, anyone that's in front of me. Like I'm the boss. I'm here to stay. So definitely she's up there, and I mean you got plenty of prospects coming up. Look at you got Xander Zaya, you have Edgar Belonga, you know. So then they're all coming up in the ranks, making Puerto Rico look real damn good. Obviously, I know
Don't forget
Xander is
Super
pride and
Matias.
joy of Puerto Rico. Huh?
Don't forget Super Matias.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, listen. There's a
Oh wait. What happened? Oh. Uh. Oh. I don't know what happened. I think it disconnected. Hold on. Oh. Yeah, man. This is a good conversation, man. Appreciate you guys for coming through. Disconnected. Yeah, man. But be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to share the video. I will have this episode uploaded to the podcast as well. So be sure to check me out, family. And yeah, we'll move forward. Here we go.
sorry. Hold on. Hello.
Hello. Yep. Are you there?
There we go. Sorry about that. Is it still on?
Yeah. But the stream's still on. Like I was just on
Okay.
waiting. That's all.
All right. All good. But yeah, no. There's definitely a good list of those names coming up there. So I have zero doubts or concerns about Puerto Rico's legacy and continuing to develop champion fighters. We see it all the time. We're still seeing it now. We're still seeing it today. So we got plenty coming up.
Yeah, I agree. I think Puerto Rico is definitely being slept on because everybody, like, all the haters from Mexico, be saying Puerto Rico is doing bad, but you know, I think Puerto Ricans are gonna just have its little, downpour, and then it's just gonna keep getting better and better. So, I think the
Yeah.
talent is like very huge and large, and actually like not a lot of people are talking about the up and coming younger fighters that are actually like putting in the work versus like the ones that are like mainstream, like Berlanga and Zayas. But I think there's like plenty of good competition for the championship runs to be, you know, how should I say, to be reincarnated, for more talent for the
Hell yeah.
like for the echelon. So yeah, but I appreciate your time. Thank you for coming through, and we definitely got to do this again. So
Yeah, man, I'm glad we were finally able to get around to it. I appreciate you taking the time as well.
yeah, most definitely. Just keep me updated with your next fight so I could promote it.
Yeah, 150%, bro. Thank you so much for what you do, bro. It's appreciated.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate you very much.
All right, we'll talk soon, man. Have a great day.
All right, same to you. Peace out. All right, y'all. Thank you guys for coming through. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and TWT family. I'm out. Shout out to Elia for coming through and taking the time to chop it up, with K right here. So appreciate you, Elia, and yeah, be sure to go follow her, man. I'll give you guys her Instagram, profile. Hold on, give me 1 second. Yeah, this is her profile. Um, just be sure to check her out. That's her profile. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it. So shout out to Elia. Appreciate everything that she did to get on. And yeah, until next time, guys, be sure to like, rate, comment, and subscribe. And also shout out to OTB Boxing School. Please go subscribe to him. Very good channel. Amazing commentator when it comes to boxing. Or just he's a good content creator altogether. And shout out to PBH Big Dog. Thank you for coming through. Shout out to everybody. Skywalker Boxing, BFTV, Kind of Loco, everybody, man. So I'll see y'all later. Appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys very, very soon. I will be covering all the breakdowns for this upcoming weekend's fights for Teofimo Lopez versus Sandor Martin, and then we have obviously Budrick and David Amnesia. But yeah, man. I'm probably not going to cover that, but either way, that's pretty much it. I'll see y'all later. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and TWT. Here's the outro. I'll see y'all later.